All right, it's Amanda Dumas, and I'm going to talk to you guys about pain management today. And one of the fun things about how we do our continuing education stuff is that, like a real class, I want you guys to interact with me as if you had like shown up at my home and I was, doing all the wonderful things to like help our community feel like a real cohesive part of just support. And so let me know that you're here, right? So first question for you guys, I want you to put into the comments, right? That means if you're on Zoom, like the video from your phone, you're gonna have to click into the little portion that says chat. No, wait, I think first it has to go into the participants section, right? Let me see. Okay, so I'm gonna put the question there and you guys will see things pop up and you can click in and figure that one out. The first question is, what day of isolation does it feel like you're on? Okay, so I don't know, different places have had different um, structures as far as closures of state home order and all those kinds of things. What day does it feel like you are on? I'm technically on day 2 of like a really strict stay-at-home order, but it feels like it's about day 37. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about there. So just put in the comments for me. Yep, Krista says day 14. Yeah, I hear ya. But somehow it seems like more than that sometimes, right? So put in the comments what day it feels like you were on. Although, yeah, what can we do? We just keep on trucking, right? I'm gonna do a couple quick things as you guys are okay. Yeah, it feels like day 28. Yeah, day 30. Christina says day 7. Yeah, it feels like day 7. Yep, yep, yep. All right, so I want to give you guys some real quick tips. My sweet, loving Aunt Barb, she's actually one of my favorite aunts. I don't know, do I have more than one aunt watching this? I might have to watch myself. And Janet might be on here too. I love you too. Anyway, so she called me up and she's like, okay, we have 2 people who are essential and who are doing their part to make sure that everybody stays healthy at the hospitals, the VA specifically. She's like, what can I do at home for when they come back and they, number 1, need their immune system boosted, and number 2, we need to make sure that all the things are clean. So I would say there's so many options. If I have to give you just a nugget as you guys are continuing to comment, I want you to still keep telling me what day it feels like of isolation you're on in the comments. But as we go, On Guard is like a really good friend for you right now, and know that doTERRA is doing their very best to make sure that that can still get to you. And so they do have a limit of 1 per order right now, just because there's no shortage. It's just it takes a while to go from these huge drums to be mixed in that very specific blend to their specifications, and then also go into the bottles, and then for all those bottles to be sent, right? So it's just a process, and because of a huge demand of people are paying attention to the immune system, it's got a limit of 1 at the moment. You used to be able to get like 42 at a time if you wanted, but so just know that that's going to be it is still available for you. That comes in the On Guard Touch. That's in the roller. That's already nicely ready made. That would be something that someone who is an essential person who is not staying at home would like to have in their pocket. You can also do what's called the Flume, Floom, and Flume stands for frankincense, lemon, On Guard, oregano, and melaleuca. So that is an amazing little potion you can mix up in your own 10 ml bottle. Smear it on your back, on your feet, on your lymph nodes, all around all the places that you would be taking in any viruses. And that is definitely there's studies out there. You guys can take a look at some of them. I won't use up our time for that. So that, as well as when you're diffusing, you guys can see my diffuser back here. On Guard is amazing, especially when you have, thanks Marcella for putting that Flume recipe in the comments there. when you have your diffuser going, even people who are not necessarily into oiling up can get the benefit. So if you have a husband who's kind of like, oh yeah, that oil stuff, it's like voodoo, you know, or whatever, then you can still get some good doses of immune boosting into them. You want to be also possibly making a spray. That would be, if you guys have like your own recipe that you already trust, of a certain amount of vinegar to water or something like that, you would just want to add in, I would say like 2 drops lemon, 2 drops On Guard, and 2 drops Melaleuca or tea tree. That would make a really nice mix to be able to do surfaces, or like spray clothes if they just came from the hospital or something like that before you toss them in the wash. So those are some things that you guys can be doing to kind of make sure you are covering your bases and doing some. Now, some of the things that we'll cover today, I'm also going to mention that whole Lifelong Vitality Pack. We're just about to jump into that. Debbie says, I live on a farm and always in isolation. It's so cute. Yeah, good Kentucky girl. All right, I'm going to start sharing my screen, and we're going to go into the pain management portion of this. I don't want to forget, you guys did pop on specifically for that information. Actually, let me go ahead and toss out a couple other announcements real quick too. One is, most of you who are jumped onto this call are already part of the remind feature that may come through email to you, or it may come right as a text for you to like really easy just click in to have Zoom pop up on your phone. Either one of those. If you're not yet on that list and you want to be, so you don't like miss out on education things like this that are super easy to pop in and watch, then go ahead and text, if you're local to like Orlando area, and when we can start meeting again, like the community locally here in Orlando, you're gonna put the text, you're gonna send a text to 81010, right? So you just pick up your phone and in the text feature, do 81010 as the number, and you're gonna text the @ symbol, and then you're gonna do the local, is it the local L? Marcella, I've already forgotten what it is. I always have it written.
I'm about to send it. I'm about to send it
about
out.
to send it. Okay, thank you. Marcella is being my virtual assistant because it gets me distracted to try to type and do that. So she's being my sweet helper. Okay, so there's one for people who are local to Orlando and one for people who are far away, such as Debbie from Kentucky, or my aunt as who's in, where are you now? I forget. I just went to visit you. Anyway, far away. Gatlinburg. No, not Gatlinburg. That's the wrong one. Martinsburg. Anyway, all right, thank you. Okay, so it's 81010. It's the lovely V, because it's the lovely local village. So it's THELOVELE. No, just kidding. LYV. Oh man, I think I need some balance. I'm gonna put some balance on. So it's the lovely V, and that is THELOVELYV. And if you're local, if you're long distance, yours is going to be Far and Loved. That, don't spell out and, it's just FARNLOVED. Hopefully you guys can see it in the text, the chat, and go better from there. All right, let me think what else. So today we're doing pain management. This was planned way out in advance. We do like, a couple months in advance. The next one on next Saturday, if you guys haven't already made plans to attend, put it on your calendar. We're doing I Have a Was Now What, and that one's the perfect one for people like Jasmine, which I don't know if Jasmine's on here yet. And if you're somewhat new, or if you have your oils and you can't remember what you learned in class, what to do with them, this is the perfect one for you to attend. But I always try to throw a couple cool things in there for people who've been using them for a while and need just extra little reminders and tidbits. And if you're not already aware, the reason you're commenting about all these things is because I like to count you as actually attending. And does anybody know? Put in the comments here. What do you get when you have attended all 8 of the classes. I want to see somebody comment. I know one person who today is going to get the prize, right? This isn't just like be entered into a drawing, right? This is like an actually, yep, Marie got it and Van Dyke got it. Yes, excellent. Yep, you get a diffuser. So I have perfect if that got it. Yep, if that's actually the one who's getting a diffuser today, assuming that you watched the whole thing, right? So continue to comment throughout. Let me know that you're attending, and that's going to help me know who to send diffusers to. And I will let you guys choose. I have 3 different kinds, and you will be able to choose. Also helpful, yay, yay, yay. And yeah, so definitely be here, be part of the community, be ready to participate. All right, so now we begin. I'm going to share my screen and you guys get to start learning about essential oils and pain. Okay, so here's another time that I need you guys to comment. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being like totally manageable versus 10 being like crazy, I need to go to the hospital, kind of a thing. On a scale of 1 to 10, what are your pain in the following categories? So we have chronic pain, meaning it's daily part of your life. You can't get rid of it. I know 1 or 2 of you have that going on. I don't know if Jesse's on this one or not. Emotional pain, that's going to also have its own scale, and occasional pain. So in the comments, let me know. You can just put them in order. So chronic pain, emotional pain, and occasional pain. So maybe you'll have like a 3, an 8, and a 5 or something like that, right? So just put them in the comments in your order. Part of the reason we do this, guys, is because so often, I know I'm definitely, just being real life here. As a mom, I find myself really able better to help my family members, because when they say, "Oh man, I got this crazy headache," I jump to and try to help them. That's part of my my little mama heart thing. But I don't always take the time for myself, and so I feel like that's kind of a big reason that we need to do this. Okay, so chronic pain. If you'll just put in the comments in order what level you're at in terms of well, I always have an achy back, but it's not so bad. Emotional pain, I know that could be a little higher these days because of the stress we're all under. And then the occasional pain, meaning oh, I just, I pulled a hamstring, whatever kind of things are going on right now, or that the headaches and whatnot. Now, I think also, if you are able, if you're the lady here or the man, because I think my dad's watching, whoever you are on this one, or if you even need to do it for a child in your family, go ahead and just kind of mentally circle in your head the areas that you need the most help in, if that's digestive things for you. If it's, if your kiddos have a lot of growing pains in their legs, things like that, because sometimes even just kind of marking it areas that you need to pay attention to is one of the first steps in recognizing what we need to do to help. So, and you guys have probably, I know I just mentioned it just a minute ago about keeping your immune system up. It's just foundational. I've gotta say it. It's this Lifelong Vitality Pack is huge, and I've said it before as well, as doTERRA is considered an essential oil company, and that is, definitely, you know, there's no one else in the industry who is more tested or more trusted. So that's awesome. But the number one selling product, if you can hear me say this, it's a big deal. Number one selling product is this Lifelong Vitality Pack. And it's because it feeds into all of these other things, right? So the foundation of all health, what builds the strongest body, is the fuel that you put inside. And everything that we eat either feeds disease or fights it. So we can support our body and change the way we feel by using doTERRA's number one selling product, Lifelong Vitality. This one has been very well thought out in terms of having all the antioxidant support, all the omega oils, and a really great setup of all those micro thing, like we get our macros when we're eating, but like if you need like the little stuff that just like a food supplement, if you know you're not able to do a lot of the organic stuff, or even if you are, um, still this just really fills in a lot of the holes, and it's part of the eating right kind of thing. But the fact that you have these in your body is going to also make sure that your exercise and weight management is going well. Is actually going to help how you sleep and how you manage stress, and it certainly will help you be able to eliminate other um, chemicals that are coming in your body, whether it's just from environmental or things that you're using, or in some cases, just the issue. So did I do that? I'm just noticing here that there's like little things that are. Is that me? Am I drawing on the screen? I don't know about this whole drawing on the screen thing. Do you guys know? I don't know if I'm doing that or not. But anyway, okay, so we have also don't forget that so informed self-care is kind of where we go for things like bigger issues, like digestive support that needs to actually have a doctor's attention, and then that proactive medical care. I do want to mention that because number one, we really do appreciate what doctors and nurses and all the people are doing these days as we're going through COVID-19. But also, it is really great if you can find a more holistic doctor who's open to natural things, and they are going to be, or an acupuncturist, massage therapist, chiropractor. All of these things are people who are going to appreciate the fact that these lifelong vitality supplements are such a big help to you as you deal with pain of different kinds. One last thing I want to actually mention about this Lifelong Vitality Pack. It was actually invented not so much to, with my words, not so much to supplement the missing portions of most people's diet. And many supplements are made that way. But when they started developing this, the actual purpose was they asked, how can we get the highest amount of energy without taxing the adrenals, and the best mood support. So in terms of like emotional vitality, and that's why they came up with the Lifelong Vitality Pack. So really awesome stuff. Okay, so how does the Lifelong Vitality Pack support chronic pain? Well, it provides healthy response to oxidative stress, and it supports the bone health with calcium, magnesium, zinc, and vitamin D. It also supports healthy joint function and comfort. For the emotional pain, it's great for mental clarity and brain function, provides a wide range of omega-3 fatty acids for gut and cognitive support, and it also protects lipid oxidation and supports healthy function of the brain, eyes, and nervous system. And there's so many things I could go into. I know when we, in our 8-part series, like if you guys are listening in for the 8 in a row, so that you can get your diffuser. At that point, you guys are gonna get some of the information about how to use essential oils for emotions. But of course, Lifelong Vitality Pack is in that one there too. So I have extra info. I love this portion of it, and I feel like right now, even some of us who are staying home and not really connecting with others or being right in the path of the virus, this emotional portion is a bigger deal because of all the stress and things that we're kind of dealing with. All right, and then also, of course, pointing to this occasional pain factor. How does Lifelong Vitality support occasional pain? It provides powerful foundation support for vital minerals and vitamins to keep your body performing at peak performance, and the optimal nutrition protects your body and speeds recovery. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and flip the page, so to speak, and I think Marcella, I'm not sure if you put it in the comments yet or not, but there is a link to be able to have this. If you guys find this super helpful and you want to be able to print it out, it is totally free. So you can go to the link that's supplied there in the comments and just have this to put in your file. All right, so going on to the dangers of prescription medication. these are kind of like these 5 little bullet points here. I think you guys are going to be surprised to hear, although you're also going to be not surprised, right? So, but prescription pain medication causes more death than car accidents. That's over 37,000. I can't even tell you guys how crazy it is that that is a true thing. Let me stop doing a recording right now, okay? No, close the door. My daughter's on a lizard kick. She loves collecting lizards. I do make her let them go eventually, but after she names them, she thinks she finds them again. Anyway, all right, so I think that one of the scariest things about pain medication also is that it's considered safe, especially if you're looking at like teenagers and how they view medication. The idea is that if it's prescribed, then it must be safe, right? And that unfortunately is just not the case, and that's no necessarily fault to specific doctors, but that when that is the only thing that they learn how to prescribe or recommend, they can only do the best with what they have. So someone who's only doing allopathic medicine and not looking at any natural remedies probably just isn't able to do like a smaller, more gentler kind of remedies before they have to jump to something that you really, really need. And considering the fact that every body has a little slightly different chemical makeup, so it doesn't always work the same. Hey, Marcella, could you give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down? Are my children who are playing outside the door causing a lot of noise, or are they doing okay? Okay, all right. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and I won't jump up and get after them then. All right, so another issue is that pain medication gives a false sense of euphoria, and it is temporary, but it does lead to addiction in many cases. So that's another thing that we gotta watch out for. And then you sometimes don't find out how addicted you are until you have those withdrawal symptoms, which are never pleasant, but sometimes things like insomnia, leg spasms, vomiting, diarrhea, cold spasms, if we can avoid getting addicted to the pain medication by using natural things, we most likely won't have to go through some of those kinds of things, right? Now, you guys all know that these are overprescribed. It's estimated that 90% of people with chronic pain are prescribed opioids, which are medications specifically designed for short-term solutions. Although evidence has indicated that the non-drug treatments may provide relief with less risk. So if something is designed for short term, and unfortunately we are using them for long term or chronic pain, then that definitely means that if 90% of those people are having long-term pain but getting a short-term solution, it's going to be dangerous because you're not using it even as directed, right? Does that make sense? Do you guys see what I'm seeing? How doctors are using whatever they can because that's what is available to them. And I'm going to do like one more thing here, then I have a little bit of a soapbox I'm going to jump on in just a second. All right, so digestive shutdown, over time, a lot of the opioids or other things like that can slow the bowels, causing constipation, bloating, or nausea, and can lead to narcotic bowel syndrome. This is a real thing. I've known people who have struggled with this, and even after they do like a detox, sometimes they'll go away for like 5 to 7 days, or even like a 2-week time frame, and detox in a hospital kind of setting, or with a doctor who has medical training. To try to get off the narcotics, but even with that, like you can count on it being at least a good solid 6 months before they are having regular bowel and like no bloating and no nausea. It's like there's a lot of things longer term. So overwhelming evidence, the natural treatments are effective and safe. So why are they less prevalent? Why would that be? So the natural treatments take time and effort, while drugs do not. When people want just a quick fix. So if you guys will tell me this one thing, do you find it harder to think clearly when you're in pain? Okay, so that's going to be my my question. I want you guys to go ahead and comment. When you comment below, that allows me to know that you are listening, that you're present, that you're attending. And so tell me yes or no, have you had a personal experience where you were in pain and you found it actually more difficult to think? Meaning like, I don't even know what I should do. My headache is so bad, you know, something like that. Have you personally had an experience where you found it more difficult to think while you were in pain? Okay, so comment on that below as your, yep, so, oh, Dixie says yes, Debbie says absolutely, harder to think through pain. Good, Yvette, yeah, much more difficult from Christina. Chris is definitely awesome. Thank you guys for commenting, love to see those, love to see you interacting. I like, for me also, when you've had an experience like that and you recognize how what a big deal that is, you also say to yourself, no wonder people who are already addicted or already have a habit of having to use medications, no wonder that's going to be a problem, right? Because it, like, you're not even connecting the two. And you guys probably have heard me tell my story about my husband before, about how when I first met him, and very shortly after he and I married, he was taking 8 ibuprofen a day. And that was just for general stuff. Like, just, you know, he always was having a backache, always was having a headache. And he's like, I'm a big guy, you know, so he didn't want just 2 ibuprofen, not even a double dose of 4 ibuprofen. He needed 8 a day. And that was just very common for him. And, you know, some of those things, I mean, it's not opioids. And so, but a lot of that, he just had no idea how much inflammation. Oh, good. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again, and we're going to go through what else we can do for these things. Oh, am I? Let me see. Okay, so here's a couple tips for weaning off of pain meds if you are already having issues and already like doing that but want to change, because this whole idea about time and effort, it does, unfortunately, it takes time and effort to get off of these things. But I'm hoping that that will still be like something that you guys are, you know, because of the community that we have here, if you are you know, willing to try, we would really like to help you with it. So here's some tips. Increase your water intake. Drinking 4 liters of water daily with grapefruit and lemon essential oil is a great habit, very cleansing to your system. And just getting a lot of movement is going to be a big deal. Right? Replace the habit. So just quitting can be difficult. And so trying a new healthy habit every time your body wants a quick fix, for example, fill your diffuser and take 10 deep breaths. You would not believe the change that can come over you guys when this is going on. Sometimes even just the awareness of walking over there and setting it up and doing that 10 deep breaths instead of reaching for the pills is going to be huge, 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 huge. So do 10 push-ups is another idea. You can take a walk to get fresh air. You can drink some water right then instead of taking it with pills. And over time, you can form new neural pathways, which means we can retrain our brain. So habits do take time and effort to be able to fix, but it can be done. Taking your lifelong vitality supplements and other things like that to support your body. This is going to help alleviate your symptoms while you're detox, just like the water intake is going to help you too. And then, like, do also consider the fact that you need to surround yourself with support, and changing your environment is important, and to be able to go around the people who are lifting you up, not bringing you down. Okay, so take a look here at the Symphony of the Cells protocol. If you guys are on a phone, this might be something you want to screenshot, or again, you can get it by going to this, what do you call it? Going to the link that's in the comments here, so you can print this off yourself. I love the Symphony of the Cells. And here's, if you go to symphonyofthecells.com, they actually have a 5-minute video that's up for free now, guys. So typically Symphony of the Cells, you would need to, to go to a class or something like that. But they have video, a 5-minute video on there telling you exactly how to do it. The basic idea is you're putting essential oils on the spine, like you see pictures of the back right here, and the feet. And so, but you're doing it in this very specific order. So frankincense goes on the shoulders and the feet, and you allow them to breathe it in, like 3 deep inhales. And then you're gonna put the carrier oil, that means coconut oil, almond oil, whatever kind of thing you've got. And then these are the things that are really helpful for inflammation. Melaleuca, wintergreen or birch, massage blend, substitute this for, like, it's really aroma touch. And then lemongrass, white fir, or in this case we do Siberian fir, helichrysum, soothing blend is actually deep blue, and then peppermint is a driving oil. So these are going to be ones that you guys definitely want to have on hand to be able to do like anything if you're struggling at all with inflammation. Okay, so specifically, if you're trying to do something for your joint pain, we also have a couple options here for muscle pain or emotional pain, head tension, migraines, and then digestive pain as well. So for each of these, we have a couple recommendations here. I'm going to talk about a couple of them because I'm running short on time. And so I'm not going to go into all the details, but I will tell you that these turmeric capsules, actually I should do this one. All right, so these turmeric capsules, my viewers are seeing you. They can't see me, that's right. I would love for you guys to be able to all try some of these, but what's super cool about them is that they are double encapsulated. So you see there's the essential oil that's on one side, and that has the tumerones, and then inside is the botanical, so it's got the curcuminoids in there. There aren't other supplements that are able to put these two together, and it's magic. They actually took like years to produce this, and this is like cutting edge stuff that doTERRA is doing with this double encapsulation. They had the idea from when they had done some really cool things with the probiotics, which are awesome. But the turmeric capsules is where you really find, you know, there isn't going to be any other supplement out there that's going to be better at helping the absorption and therefore the great impact on the endocannabinoid system and therefore on inflammation. So you'll also find a lot of help for that one with the what were we talking about? It's really helpful for pretty much all of these. Like you've got not only for joint pain would you want to use those, but also muscle pain, as it mentions over here. And even I find it's really helpful in the digestive area, bringing down inflammation as well. I have to do a shout out to Copaiba. There is something so special about Copaiba. I like to have it under my tongue personally because I just use it in its essential oil form for general pain like backaches and stuff you get from lifting kids and things like that. It does have this this cool soft gel form though. And part of the cool thing about that is even people who don't really like essential oils, such as my husband, will take the Copaiba because they can, it feels normal to them, like they don't mind popping pills, So, but that's another really good way to get it into your system. There's about 2 drops of Copaiba in a soft gel that's this size. So that's really, really helpful. Let me take just a minute and talk about this Deep Blue Rub. And I think I'm going to, hang on a second. I'm going to go back and share my screen this way for a second. And I'm going to pop in here to the essential oil. All right, so I'm gonna log in. And you guys, when you want to go and order the deep blue polyphenol complex. And the reason for that is because we do want all that frankincense, all the curcuminoids, like all the things. We want it in our bodies internally, as well as just on our bodies with like the deep blue rub and stuff like that. So I'm going to show you guys how to get it a really special way. So when you edit your, so I already have my loyalty reward order set up. If you don't have one set up already, you'll want to create a new one. And the reason for that is, well, I don't know, maybe you guys should tell me in the comments. How about you guys give me a solid like 3 or 4 word answer about what are the benefits of being on the loyalty rewards order kind of method, right? Because you can always go and just do a one-time standard order. That part isn't, you know, so hard, and you still get your 25% discount and things like that. But what's so much more special about doing a loyalty rewards order versus a regular one? Okay, so I'm going to go and show you how to edit your order. And I have to give you guys, okay, so mine's already in things, so I'm going to go into customize it. Notice that when you have one of the sets of Lifelong Vitality packets in here, you're getting it instead of at the $99, you are getting it at a wholesale price. But here's the extra cool thing. You get to choose things to add in here, right? So normally Terrazyme is $37.50, or you have extra omegas, which are $49.50. That's the wholesale price already. But because you're getting it, 3 of them, because you're getting it with a Lifelong Vitality pack, they're giving you an extra discount, so you can add extra ones in there. I think that is amazing. Okay, I'm going to stop my share. We're going to pop over and see. Yes, yep, use rewards, free oils, loyalty points. Yes, free oils, discounts. Awesome. Yep. Okay, so yeah, all of those things are so true. All right, guys, I know this is gonna pop me off in a couple minutes because I only use the free version.